All right, everyone. Welcome to the Wrestling Group podcast once again. I'm Joseph Parr, your host today, here with Lee.
What's going on, everyone?
And today is our first edition of our new MMA podcast. And today we'll be reviewing the card that happened, was it 2 days ago now?
Yeah, 2 days ago, yeah.
Yeah.
UFC 260 it was, man.
Yeah. Francis
Good
NGANNOU
card.
versus Stipe Miocic, obviously, for the heavyweight title, but we'll get into that later on.
Aye.
Just
don't want to say the best.
Yeah. Save the best till last, obviously.
Aye. Obviously, no fucking. I thought it was a solid card from start to finish.
Absolutely, yeah.
Like even prelims. Like prelims were brilliant as well.
Yeah, I really enjoyed the prelims.
Yeah. What was your favourite on the prelims, Joe?
It's got to have been Abubakar Nurmagomedov versus Jared Gooden. Yeah. They didn't expect me to have an answer.
And why was that?
You just know how unanimous the decision was, you know.
Yeah. It wasn't because of the fact that Nurmagomedov's the second name, though.
That nothing to do with it.
Well, anyway, I know you haven't watched them, but
no, I
did. And to be honest, the early prelim, the only fight on the early prelims, that was that fucking Marc-Andre Barrios versus Abu Azaitar. That was like something you used to see in fucking early in the early Ultimate Fighter days. Just two people just throwing. Just two people throwing for the fences, mate, trying to get a win.
Fair enough.
Like
That's
I say,
like to see sometimes, isn't it?
First round, it was looking like it was going to be Azaitar's for the taking.
Yeah.
Second round, it was very even. Like it was absolute chaos. Brilliant. But the third round was quite a controversial one because what happened is Azaitar's mouthpiece fell out and he's bent down to pick her up. Just fucking not thinking nothing. And I don't know whether the ref tripped him or he fell back. But essentially he fell back fucking with no mouthpiece and started getting his face punched in with no mouthpiece.
Oh, dear.
And essentially from then on it was Barrios just for the win. But the one thing that baffled me is he let it go on for the whole fucking 4 minutes 56 seconds. Like it was done. It was done 2 minutes in, mate. It was an extra 2.5 minutes. I just unnecessary beating, but it was fun to watch.
Jesus. Yeah, as long as you enjoyed it.
Yeah, that's it. Like, I mean, fucking. It was one of them. Like, he was still moving around, as I thought, as well. He was moving around well enough, and that's how it's. You can argue it was a fair stoppage and that, but it just looked dodgy. Great way to start the card,
prelims, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was the first fight.
When did that start? When did that start? UK time then.
12.
Fuck that.
12 or 12, something like that. I'm not asked me. I love it. Plus, it helped that I stayed awake till 6 the day before. You know what I mean?
Got your body ready for it.
Yeah. I trained myself.
I'd had the fucking vaccine the day before, and I was fucked.
See, I've not had it yet.
Honestly.
Everyone who I know who's had it has been in a bad way the day after.
Don't have it. It's fucked.
No, fuck that.
Moving on anyway, otherwise we'll get like
fucking... Yeah, that's it, like fucking...
Up now.
End up with the World Health Organization on our doorstep.
Yeah,
none of that.
Shit, yeah.
Right, so going on to the actual prelim cards. See, now, I missed the first fight. I missed Morales versus Young because... I'll be honest, I couldn't... Shut your mouth. No, fucking, I couldn't be arsed. I couldn't be arsed watching it because, I don't know, I was actually playing UFC with the boys whilst I was waiting for the main card as well.
That is UFC exception.
Well, exactly. UFC by name, UFC by nature. If I'm not watching it, I'm playing it.
I played it after the fights were finished.
Yeah.
I got beat a few times.
I watched Oleksiejczuk versus Bakhauskas. And that was it. What?
Bless you.
I've already just got onto the fucking hell. Nah.
Yeah, carry on.
Again, that was another good fight. It was very balanced though. It wasn't as much of a slugfest as the first one was. But like a lot of people thought Bakhauskas would have won that.
Yeah, I'm looking at Wikipedia right now, obviously, the scoreline
like I say, split decision and that. Like, you know, it could have been anyone's.
But
But
every judge gave it 29-28, but one of them gave it in favour of whatever the second guy's name is.
It was a good but close fight. Like I say,
Yeah.
it wasn't amazing, wasn't shit. You know, nothing else to comment on that one really.
Yeah, it's just a solid fight. That's what it's on
Yeah.
the
Then you had Abubakar Nurmagomedov getting the win over Jared Gooden.
Is he in any relation to Khabib?
Yeah, he's Khabib's cousin. Khabib was in his corner.
Is he? He's committed himself now, hasn't he?
What was that?
Khabib's fully committed himself to coaching now.
Yeah, definitely. I to be honest though, I think that's what he'd like. That's what he likes now though. Anyway.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like now he's done. He's gonna bring the future through. People like Makhachev, this Abubakar Nurmagomedov and stuff like that.
Makhachev looks a fucking machine, doesn't he?
Apparently, this Abubakar was the one who Conor McGregor hit as well. You know, when all that shit happened.
Oh, was he?
Yeah. Apparently, that was the one who he hit. So, you know, it's good to see him get a bit of a win. But yeah, like I say, again, that was... It seemed like it was fairly close, but then when the judges were 30-27 all round, I was like...
Oh, MMA judges recently are
they haven't been the best, like...
No.
But, yeah, again, that was another good fight. You know, obviously, Abubakar played to his strengths with the wrestling and stuff like that. Yeah. And, you know, done what every Nurmagomedov would do.
Beat the fuck out of someone.
Exactly, smash.
This next fight only just seems for a catch weight.
Yeah. See, I didn't know it was a catch weight, to be honest. I missed the tail of the tape and that, but I got there just in time for the fight.
Yeah.
But
I was just reading about something that somebody got fined for weighing in. It was obviously this one.
Yeah, it must have been, 206. So yeah, not much of a catch weight. Only a pound and a half over fucking light heavyweight, isn't it? Realistically, it's a heavyweight fight.
Yeah.
But
just get over it, guys.
Fucking that's it. Like, but no, that's it. Like, okay, but no, moving to this fight though. Anyway, you had a minefield. Yeah, I can't speak. 1 second. Let me brain think before I speak.
He's gonna recompose himself.
Yeah, no, minefield got him with the Von Flue choke early, and that that Von Flue choke's a beast of a move.
Do you know what's amazing? He finished it first round at 1 minute and 11 seconds. One's all over the board.
1-1-1-1.
Should be giving his 20% of his purse back just for that.
Yeah, Paul. Yeah.
That's quite impressive.
You know, he probably won a fucking performance of the night bonus or something, knowing him. Well, no, it was a nice submission.
Bonuses. I saw something. I saw who was it talking about it? Some sort of post show. It's something like only the third or fourth or something. Von Flue choke finish in UFC history.
Think so, yeah.
So
The commentators were talking about how they should change it to the same pro choke because he's done it the most.
Yeah.
He's done it 3 times himself.
Oh, okay. Is that
what? You know what I mean? He's done it more than Von Flue. You know what I mean? He's done it more than the one who originated it.
It's basically,
you know what I mean? Like, so it should basically be the OSP choke or something like that, easily. Right, and then with that one again, it was a quick fight, and you know, nice fight. Fucking Minefield looked a beast though.
Yeah. Well, speaking of quick fights, look at this for a segue. The first fight on the main card, Jamie Mullarkey taking on Karma Worthy. There's not much to say about this fight, really, is there?
Nope.
46 seconds in the first round.
Very quick.
Yeah.
Well, that Mullarkey, he trains with the likes of Adesanya and Volkanovski and all that as well.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, so he'll be
in good company, obviously.
Well, that's it. You know, he's in a very good gym. Like, you know, they got there at the moment. You got Adesanya, you got Volkanovski, Brad Riddell, Dan Hooker. Yeah.
Where's Dan Hooker been?
Dan Hooker.
I know he got knocked out quickly, but.
Well, yeah, he got beat by Chandler and fucking. He had to stay in Abu Dhabi. He had to stay in Abu Dhabi for 2 months.
Legend has that he's still there now.
Yeah, No, I don't know what they're going to do with Hooker. I reckon, yeah.
After the fight, he put his gloves down in the octagon, didn't he?
Oh yeah, no, he said
I don't
afterwards.
know whether he did it
He
just
said,
in frustration.
he said
or...
afterwards he was just being an emotional wreck.
Yeah, just because
You
they
know what I mean?
saw the hype.
I think they put him in there with Makhachev. That'd be a good fight.
Ooh. I think Chev would smoke him. Can't lie, I think Makhachev would beat the shit out of him.
One second, Joe. Sorry about that. What were you saying?
Don't worry, I'll edit it out. I was just saying that Makhachev would absolutely. I reckon.
Yeah, I think Makhachev's a bit more well-rounded than Hooker is.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. If that goes to the ground, then what? I don't know. Hooker's obviously. I reckon Hooker's quite well-rounded, but he's more of like just a stand type fighter, really.
But then it's all about takedown defense as well, though. Like I say, like Darren Till, for example. Like Darren Till and Max Holloway, for example. Yeah, Adesanya. Yeah. Those three are prime examples of people who are strikers, but do have a good takedown defense. So they can keep it striking.
Adesanya's takedown defense is like 90% or something, I think.
Pretty much, yeah. The only time he's really been fucked over with the takedowns is when he fought Blachowicz.
Yeah, don't bring it up. It's still
like Darren Till. I don't think Darren Till's ever been taken down.
I cannot confirm or deny that fact.
He got knocked down by Woodley. But Woodley tried taking him down plenty of times. Well, it's one of them. Lad, fucking. Just because he's scouts, fucking. I'm realistic with it though. If I think someone would beat him, I'd say someone would beat him.
Well,
you know what I mean.
If he beats that guy's name has just escaped me.
Vittori.
Yes.
That's in 2 weeks, that isn't it as well?
Next, yeah, it's the next event, I think.
I don't think.
Adesanya, you reckon?
I don't think it's going to be that. I don't think it's going to be the winner of that. I think it's going to be the winner of. I think Dane is going to want to pick the winner of Whittaker v Gastelum because Gastelum v Adesanya 2 would be a hell.
Them both.
He's beat them both, yeah. But in the set, if Gastelum wins, then Gastelum gets another title shot, which would probably be a better pay-per-view. Or I don't know. Though actually, it'd probably be close between Till and Gastelum.
Yeah, maybe you put the winners of both fights against each other wrestling style.
Yeah, like I don't know. Though, I feel like
I would back Darren Till because Adesanya's beat both of Whittaker and Gastelum already.
Yeah, I know. But then Whittaker's just come off a win to Till and Cannonier. You know what I mean?
It's just fairly.
And I think Gastelum's only had one win. But in all fairness, it's a short notice fight. He took on a short notice because Whittaker was meant to fight Costa.
Oh yeah, because Paulo Costa's a fanny.
Yeah, he drank too much red wine.
Pulling out injured 2 weeks before. What was it, like a month before the fight?
Something like that, yeah.
If you're going to pretend to be injured, you may as well do it closer to the fact, mate.
No, that's it, mate, isn't it? Like I say, it's fucking crazy. But I feel like we're going off on tangents again. Yeah. Like we need to get back onto the UFC 260.
God, exactly.
So we just reviewed Malarkey versus Worthy.
Yeah, there's nothing really much to talk about that, really.
No, see, I'll be honest, it surprised me because I thought Worthy was going to go through that and just absolutely nail him.
I thought I picked Malarkey because I didn't think there was much in it, but I picked him based on his name, so.
Yeah. Oh, that Malarkey in there.
Yeah, exactly.
Moving to the next fight, the women's flyweight bout between Miranda Maverick and Gillian Robertson. Yeah. I'd say it was either, for me, it was either this fight or the Barrio versus Azaita fight.
Yeah. Well, this was absolute killer. She's one of the top prospects in the UFC.
I don't see how a judge even gave her a round.
She won the second round. I reckon that's what let me pull up my extensive notes. Maverick, 10-9 Robertson, then 10-9 Maverick again.
Yeah.
She absolutely dominated her on the ground in the second round. And then, I mean, I know they for the 15, 20 seconds at the end of the round, I know Maverick lit her up a bit on the feet, but it wasn't enough to pull the round in her favour, I don't think. But then in the third round, obviously it was on the ground and Maverick was on top, so
It was an exciting fight though.
it was, yeah.
It made that Maverick look like
amazing.
a
I think
beast as well.
Yeah. It's only a second fight in the UFC, isn't it?
Is it?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
She's also
she's
studying
she's
like a
making
PhD as well,
like that.
isn't it?
She's rich, a PhD.
Yeah. Yeah, she's doing a PhD in like some psychology or thing or something or other.
So she's a psychologist. She's getting her brain fucked over in a cage. I'd want it.
She just studies herself. Yeah.
Well, yeah, I was going to say, mate, at least she hasn't got a fucking test on other people.
Exactly.
Nah, no, fair play to her, though. Yeah. I mean, Stipe is a firefighter and he's been world champion, so anything can happen.
Exactly. Yeah, I thought it was a really, really good performance by Maverick. She might, I thought that Robertson would have the advantage on the ground for most of it, but
yeah,
because obviously I think she's a black belt BJJ, isn't she?
I'm not too sure.
I'll die on that hill. I'll just as an absolute fact. But it's Maverick in the last round. She showed off that she got a ground game. She's got obviously on the feet. She was winning the whole fight. So yeah, I thought she showed off that she's really a really well-rounded fighter, and I think she's one of the top prospects in the women's division, to be honest.
Yeah, definitely. I think it'll be a good, it'll be interesting to see who they put against her next.
Yeah. It's just the women's divisions are really stacked right now, except for the featherweight one, of course. But
yeah. Well, I'll be honest. I think they're going to get rid of featherweight.
I think Dana will just do it because it's cooler to have Amanda Nunes with 2 belts, isn't it?
Yeah, but he's going to have to get rid of it when she retires anyway. So you might as well get rid of it now.
There's no real featherweights on the roster. Like, other than Nunes, she's really the only female featherweight on that roster. Maybe Megan Anderson as well. But other than that, I don't think there's really anyone else to put her against. So I guess they just keep it until somebody else says they want to move up.
Sorry, John, my sister come in my room, lad. Just, no, fucking, my dad had an MRI scan today, so just talking about that. But, yeah, back to the thing anyway. Like I say, I'm sure you've edited it out anyway.
Yeah, I've ranted enough about it. So we get into the next one?
Yeah, it was, we just done Maverick versus Robertson, so now O'Malley versus Almeida. It was a weird one, wasn't it? Because do you think that's fair? Do you think the ref was right in the first round?
Yeah, I think he was. Yeah, he absolutely wasn't. He put his hands were straight over his face. He was defending himself still.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
I don't think O'Malley.
It's like he fell back into the cage, but he didn't fall back. He fell back with his hands up. You know what I mean? So it's like.
I don't think O'Malley could have finished it if he wanted to there, because he absolutely could have. But
well, O'Malley wanted the walk-off knockout, didn't he? You know what I mean? Like
he get himself caught one day.
Well, that's it. Like it's one of them. I was like, regardless of that, though, it was still an impressive performance from O'Malley, though.
Oh yeah,
although Almeida was looking like he was catching him with the leg kick, though. Like you can see O'Malley's leg was fucked again. That's going to be a big problem for that. Everyone's going to target that leg now.
Well, that's all of what he was saying about in his people saying just kick his legs and that. Because I think every time Almeida did reply with a leg kick of his own, and it seemed Almeida didn't seem too comfortable for a few seconds, and then he'd be all right.
Yeah. No, it was a good fight. Yeah, I mean, I wasn't expecting Almeida to win purely because Almeida he's on a 4-fight skid.
Surely you got to look at him for getting released, surely.
Yeah, he's won 4 in his last 5.
Losing streaks don't usually fare well for
Well, we can talk about that in the next fight, can't we?
O'Malley is just... Oh, yeah, we absolutely can. It's a foreshadowing. There you go. We know we're just professionals at this already.
Well, yeah, that's it. But like, with the Sean O'Malley fight as well, as I fucking that punch at the end of the fight as well.
Ooh. I'm seeing people saying that the ref should have called it there as well, but I don't see how you call it when Almeida's rolling around on the floor to try and get away. I'm not sure how that means he's not. Yeah.
That's it. He was rolling along. He was rolling across the floor. He didn't exactly I don't know. It was one of them and the referee's
this hindsight thing the ref could have stayed him from taking that punch if he'd have just stopped the fight. Well, that's hindsight, but you don't just stop the fight.
He could have stopped it in the first round, but he never.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like, and obviously O'Malley's had that in his head, so he's thought, he fell down last time. Let's fucking bury the hatchet. And I'll tell you now, mate, that was a fucking strike. That was.
Yeah, that was disgusting.
Mate, there was a video of it on Instagram the day after from a different angle, and just the speed and the power that was behind that one punch.
Yeah.
It was like.
You don't really think about O'Malley as much of a puncher, really, do you?
Well,
obviously he's a striker, but you think of him more for his kicks rather than...
Not really. I mean, two of his main highlight reels were fucking just straight rights.
Well, yeah, that walk-off punch.
Because he had the Eddie Wineland knockout, and then he had the knockout in Dana White's Contender Series where he was just standing there and then just fucking hit the right straight from out of nowhere and finished. So he's got really good hands on O'Malley.
I think it's less. He was saying this himself, and I think I agree. It's less the power that he has; it's more the speed. I think.
Well, yeah, that's it.
It's the shots you don't see coming that hurt the most, isn't it?
100%, unless you're in Ghana.
Exactly. Well, yeah. Either way, if you see that coming, it's still gonna fuck.
Yeah, that's it. But no, not everything revolves around power most of the time. McGregor made that one clear as well. You don't need major power as long as you're landing properly. But then different fighters rely on different things. Some fighters don't get as precise as the likes of McGregor would. So they've got to rely on. But then
if you look at Ngannou, if you look at Ngannou, all he has to do is just touch you, doesn't he? He doesn't have to hit clean.
That's it. Look at him when he fought blades.
Yeah.
He scraped the top of his head. It didn't even look like it landed properly, but it fucking dropped him. So it's anything can happen, especially when you got power.
What's your opinion on Sean O'Malley? I find it hard to like the guy.
See, as a fellow medication user, I'm all for him. Plus, I'm one of them as well, though. I like the controversial kind of people, like Ben Askren, people like O'Malley and stuff like that.
I think he tries to. I don't think it's natural for him. That's the way I see it, at least.
No, see, O'Malley's always been like that. He's been, he's been like that since the moment he got in there. But whether or not he's trying to mimic McGregor. I think the loss thing, the way he's making out that he's undefeated still, I think it's a bit silly. I think that's silly.
You lost.
It's not like it's Jon Jones and he got himself disqualified for doing a stupid move. I mean, you could argue that he did fuck himself up, but Cheeto was getting some good calf kicks on him.
Exactly, yeah. It's not like
the calf kicks can fuck your leg up sometimes.
Yeah, he got injured. He lost the fight. It's like
he got, fucking say what you will, but he did lose that fight.
Dillashaw can't take losses. Yeah.
Oh, Dillashaw's the worst.
I think that's Dillashaw can't take losses. Even Jacek couldn't take the loss when she lost to Namajunas the first time.
I think the only time I've seen Joanna take a loss properly is when she took the loss to Valentina.
Yeah.
Maybe Joanna. Maybe Zhang as well.
Yeah, Wei Li as well. She took that. She took that fairly well, I guess.
Mate, she turned Joanna into a space raider though, so she can't complain.
She turned into a fucking Klingon.
Yeah, legit. That was a fucking brilliant fight. I can't wait for Zhang versus Namajunas now as well.
next 261, isn't it?
You could, yeah, and like is it 261? Yeah.
Yeah, there's
because there's 3 title fights. You got
Masvidal versus Luz,
you got Zhang versus Namajunas,
Shevchenko
Andrade
versus
versus
Andrade.
Shevchenko,
Yeah,
and then
Masvidal versus
Usman.
Usman.
I think
We'll discuss that when it happens in the future. Foreshadowing.
Yeah.
Early prediction. Yeah. There's no way.
Early prediction.
Usman.
No.
Well, it depends. Depends what Usman does. Because he said he wants to finish Masvidal. If he tries to get into a straight boxing fight with Masvidal, then he's going to lose.
Hey, you'd be surprised though. Fucking Usman's got
Masvidal's the best boxer. He's got power.
Without a doubt, I'd say Masvidal's the best boxer in that division.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
In the potentially even in the UFC.
The way Usman took out Burns.
Yeah.
It's enough to make me think that, he could potentially be a problem for Masvidal.
I think we will go back to 260 in a second, but this is interesting. I think with Burns, it was more the excitement that got to him, the occasion. Whereas Masvidal's been in high pressure situations before. And I don't think it's going to. Masvidal was in a short notice
position as well, so I don't think he had much to lose anyway.
Yeah.
He took a fight
I don't think he's going to be the type of guy that goes in there and gets a bit overexcited when he hurts him and then gets himself fucking KO'd.
Masvidal
I think
he just needs to be careful if he hurts Usman, because Usman will just take him down if he goes towards him.
Yeah. And then stomp on his feet for fucking 20 minutes.
Oh, I know. That was fun. See, I like Usman, but that was just ridiculous.
I respect Usman. I don't like him.
Nah, I like him. I like him. You know what I mean?
He's great. You can't deny the fact he's incredible, but a bit too safe.
But then at the end of the day, when your win bonus is half of your wages,
well, yeah,
you're gonna want to play it safe,
you
especially in a short notice fight. Like, he was preparing for Burns that whole fight, so obviously he still wanted that Burns fight. So you can't afford to be reckless with Masvidal.
Yeah, but there's different ways you can be, like, there's different ways you can keep yourself safe than stamping on feet for 20 minutes.
Oh yeah, no, I know, but I think that's because he couldn't take him down.
Yeah, maybe
he couldn't really get him down. But yeah, we should save the next pay-per-view for the next pay-per-view, and we'll talk about this one. So now we move on to Luke versus Woodley, weren't it?
Yes. And what could potentially be Tyron Woodley's last fight for the UFC?
Last fight ever, potentially. I think if he leaves UFC, I don't think he goes to Bellator or no one like that. Oh, you there, Joe? Joe?
Is that alright? Fucking
Joe, you there?
Is that alright?
You hear me?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, man.
There we go. Yeah, I think Bellator's just a TNA of the MMA world.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like Bellator's slowly starting to come out to relying on the old UFC guys. Like, they've got a good few champions there now that are like made from dead themselves.
Yeah,
I think with the exception of Ryan Bader.
Like, they've also got some shit there, aren't they?
Yeah, I mean, they've got Jake Hager, and that, like, I mean, but then he looks promising.
His fucking first fight, he got, what is it? Did he lose for fucking kicking someone in the dick?
Oh no, that was his third fight.
Someone in the dick, didn't he?
Oh yeah, that was it. Yeah, he did. I don't think it was his first fight. It might have been his second. His first win.
He like 3 times.
Fucking crazy. But no.
At least he looks better than CM Punk.
He does. And he looks better than Batista.
Only MMA fans and no pro wrestling fans, we're sorry.
Yeah. Well, to be honest, lad, this podcast is going to be in a wrestling-based group anyway, so...
Well, yeah.
The majority of the people listening are going to be wrestling fans with MMA fans as well.
Nah, I think people appreciate our expert MMA analysis. You know, we're like up there with ESPN.
Yeah, I know. Who needs Ariel Helwani and Brett Hatamoto when you got Lee Parkinson and Joseph Parr?
Exactly.
That's what I'm saying.
Ariel Helwani, he's so dull.
He is.
I'm just putting that out
I
there.
feel like most MMA journalists are fucking dull. Like Brett Okamoto, he doesn't have much to him.
The former fighters are alright.
Yeah.
I feel
you
bad
watched
for
the smoke.
Helwani because no one likes him.
You watched the smoke.
He's
a good one. He's a good interviewer. Like he's actually got character to him.
Never.
He
comes off a journalist with character.
Yeah. He don't get me wrong. He comes off a bit weird. Like he gets all like he does some good interviews though.
Yeah.
He does some really good interviews. Like. But no, I feel like we're spinning off tangents again here. So
you know we've got Conor McGregor asking to do interviews with us. You know.
Yeah, that's it. You know, fucking nah.
But yeah, this fight was an absolute slugfest.
It's the Woodley-Luque fight, yeah.
They threw absolute hammer blows. 3-4 minutes they were in there for.
Well, when they started, like as soon as Tyron Woodley pushed him against the cage, I honestly thought that was just going to be the fucking mentality of him. But you know, Tyron Woodley did that. You know, that was the one thing I was worried about for this fight as well, whether he would actually turn up. Because if he can't turn up against Covington, someone who he absolutely hates, how is he going to do it against someone like Luque who he respects? You know what I mean? But he did actually turn up.
He came to play.
He did come to fight, like, but so did Luque. And I've been saying this for a while.
Luque absolutely came to fight.
I've been saying this for a while about Luque as well. I mean, you can't sleep on him.
No.
Like, a lot of people don't know who he is just yet. But like I say, you know, he had that decision loss to Wonderboy. But other than that, mate, he's been an absolute beast. Like I'll have a quick little look at his past record here. Right, his last 5, he's beaten Mike Perry. He's lost to Stephen Thompson. He's beaten Nico Price, Randy Brown, and Tyron Woodley. They're all like
I think Woodley could be the thing to the hardcore MMA fans that they're good wins. But when you look at we'll call it casual fans. I don't like that term, but you know what I mean. But like. Then the casual fans, a name like Woodley, well, that's a big win. But when you look at a guy against like Woodley, which the more casual fans will know more than the other guys, that's how you sort of propel your career. This is what we were saying about Francis, which we'll get onto in a bit.
Yeah, it's like the Wonderboy loss didn't really hurt him, I don't think.
You couldn't have lost to a nicer guy.
Although, and to be honest, he did. He only beat Nico Price because of a doctor stoppage because his eye was fucked. That was a good fight, though.
Yeah.
That was a fucking good fight.
Yeah, but I think with the fight finished because Luque dropped Woodley when they went to the ground, and then he finished him with a Darce choke. Wikipedia, not a whatever the fuck that says.
Although to be honest, we're trying to correct it. Like, you know, fucking, it probably is right.
Yeah, that probably is the correct term. Fuck it, it's the Darce choke.
I've never heard of the Bravo choke before, so you can fuck off. It's the Darce choke.
Yeah, fuck off, Wikipedia. Well, because literally anyone can change it.
So what do you think? What do you think happens with Woodley now then? You're a 4-fight skid.
I think he's done. Well, Dana White has made no qualms in the fact that he doesn't like him.
Yeah.
Never wanted him as champion. And when he was champion, did anything he could to get the belt off him. Or tried his best.
To be fair to Woodley, though, he has come against some big competition. Like,
yeah,
he basically
did the opposite of what he did with
Rory McDonald, Gastelum, Robbie Lawler, Stephen Thompson twice, Damian Maia, Darren Till, Usman, Gilbert Burns, Colby Covington, and Vicente Luque. Like, you know, it is a big resume. It's a big resume, like,
yeah,
you know,
exactly.
but I don't know. I feel like his time's done. His time, like,
Yeah. Well, what is he's 40 in a week?
yeah, that's what I mean. Like, it's fucking.
That's the time when you
Listen,
sort of look into. Just don't do what
well,
Anderson Silva did.
that was when DC wanted to retire, weren't it? He wanted to retire at 40. But
At
he
the age you
managed
want
to
to
stay
start getting
around a
your
few.
fucking head smashed in on a regular.
No, that's it. Like, but
You
it's a
just
shame, lad.
don't.
It's a shame
Yeah.
because like Woodley at one point was actually one of my favourite fighters. Coming off the Stephen
Yeah.
Thompson draw.
He is. Yeah. Well, he's put them on some absolute wars in his time, and I think the fans appreciate him. It's just that Dana White doesn't.
Yeah, like I feel like hardcore fans will appreciate him more than casual fans.
Yeah.
Because a lot of casual
Well,
fans will just look at these last 4 fights.
Yeah. Well, that's what it's recency bias, isn't it?
Like his last win was Darren Till.
When was that?
That was 2018. He hasn't a win of 3 years.
To be fair, he's lucky to have still been employed.
Yeah, no, it's a shame, but you know, shit happens. Like,
well, yeah, he's made. I imagine he's made himself a
oh
fair
yeah,
whack
of
of money.
course,
To be fair,
he's made a good amount of money. Like, you know, he can could still do his music and that. You know, he's got there's things he can do. It's not like he's gonna like you know have to try and find himself again. And like, he will still be good for it. But for now, I think he needs to give himself a break. Let himself get released. And then, you know, if he wants to carry on fighting, maybe go to Bellator or maybe even one. He might do what Mighty Mouse do and go to somewhere where the fans are a bit more respectful.
Going to do a swap deal like you did with Ben Askren.
Thing is now, though, there's no one in one that you could do a swap deal with.
Take anyone.
Yeah.
Just go get Jake Hager out of Bellator.
Fucking hell, yeah. Tyron Woodley for Jack Swagger. Fucking hell.
Absolutely.
Powerbomb. No,
just fucking straight gut wrenches someone to the ground.
Imagine it. Just fucking get them in
Swagger
the
bomb out
whatever.
of the fucking corner. Oh dear,
right, so
and then
shall we
shouts "We
move
the
on
people."
to the main attraction?
Oh, I think we should move on to what he said after the fight. Vincente Luque, he called out. Was it Nate or Nick? I believe
I'll be honest,
I think it's
his
Nate.
post-fight speech.
He called out Nate Diaz. He said the fight he wanted has been taken by Usman. He wanted Masvidal. But he said him and Nate Diaz would have a good fight. So if Nate Diaz wanted to come back into the octagon, he would not take a top fight. 5 opponent if he could fake Diaz. Yeah, absolutely. And that's a big win for Luque if he takes it there as well.
It's a big money fight. Well,
yeah,
you know, it's a
whether
good
it happens or not is.
It all depends. Diaz doesn't want that.
No.
Diaz is holding out for the fucking McGregor trilogy. That's all he's holding out for.
I don't think that's going to happen either.
I don't think it will. Like, it's looking like the McGregor Poirier trilogy is going to be happening though. July 10th.
Yeah. Well, I imagine the fact that Poirier isn't in the title fight would confirm that.
Well, Poirier didn't want the title fight, did he? Poirier chose not to take the title fight because he wanted the trilogy fight. He chose to go for money over.
Yeah, he wanted the money, which fair play to him.
Well, yeah, like you say,
smashed in, I'd rather do it for more money.
If he wins this next fight against McGregor, then he's a megastar. Then he can go for the title.
Yeah.
If he becomes a champion, then he becomes potentially one of the greatest in that division, just behind Khabib.
Well, I don't Khabib,
everyone's always going to think that. Chandler, he's come in wanting to be thrown in the deep end. He had an impressive win. Like Gaethje's just come off a loss.
I get it, but it's still only one win.
It's only one win, yeah, against the top 5 opponent. Like, what people don't realise is that Michael Chandler basically held down Bellator for the last 10 years.
Oh yeah, but that's
You know what I
Bellator,
mean?
innit?
Yeah, no, but Bellator still has that big. You know, it's not as big as UFC, of course, but a lot of people know. A lot of people still know Chandler.
It is the second biggest MMA company or promotion, whatever you want to call it.
It's third. It's worldwide. It's probably third because one is actually the biggest company.
Is it?
Yeah. Well, fucking the Asian market's bigger than the American market, isn't it?
Well, yeah.
And they've got Japan, Singapore, Thailand. They've got all that locked down. They've got all different kinds of like. They don't even do just MMA. They do jiu-jitsu. Yeah, they do all different kinds of like just regular market. They've even got an esports league. You know what I mean? Like the fucking like the massive.
Hell.
Plus, not just that as well is the fighters over there fight at the more natural weight classes because they do hydration tests on the fighters. You know, during weigh-ins, and if they're not hydrated enough, they get pulled from the fight because they don't want, you know, the fight. They obviously don't want them to cause that much harm to the body.
Weight cutting is just extreme, man.
It's ridiculous. I don't see the point in it. I think you go, oh, it's an advantage, but is it really? Because if you have a bad weight cut, you're not feeling the same.
Well, if the way they cut weight cutting is just brutal, man.
You could argue it was the death of Tony Ferguson's career.
Yeah, well, that and a wire.
Well, yeah, but no, it's like with him, no, it's like I say, fucking he was meant to fight Khabib, weren't he? But even though the fight got cancelled, he still made weight, and then took a fight with Gaethje for 2 weeks after that. So he made weight twice in 2 weeks. So his body was just fucked, and you could just tell he was never the same.
Yeah, it really did. Yeah. Well,
right then, main attraction then, NGANNOU versus Stipe.
Yeah, there we go. For the heavyweight, they were calling it the biggest, baddest rematch of all time.
Yeah, it was, yeah. And you know, it lived up to it. It lived up.
It did indeed, yeah. This is the one prediction I got wrong.
Same. I had Stipe third round.
I couldn't decide. I just went Stipe just because he's the greatest heavyweight of all time.
Yeah.
But I knew that the longer it went, the more it would benefit Stipe in my mind.
Well, that's what that was what we thought. Like, that was what I thought myself. I thought, you know, as soon as it goes out the first round, it's Stipe's for the taking.
Well, that's what I thought beforehand until I saw the first round.
Well, that's it. We've seen a much more calmer version of NGANNOU. One that wasn't just now trying to just fucking end it in 20 seconds like he has done his last 5 fights.
Yeah. By the way, NGANNOU won.
Yeah.
I imagine anyone that's watching this knows that already, but...
Yeah, if anyone's watching this, mate, and they don't know that, then... Spoiler alert. Ooh.
You went a much nicer approach than I did.
Oh, yeah. But, either way, it's not my fault.
52 seconds in the second round. But yeah, as you were saying, it was just calm. It was calm, collected, patient, waited to pick his spot. You knew he was winning that fight when he defended the takedown. Yeah,
I feel like as soon as he defended the takedown, Stipe thought, shit, I'm done out here now. Because going into that second round, Stipe looked like he'd seen a ghost.
Yeah.
He looked like he'd seen a ghost.
He wasn't. I don't think he was all there, to be honest.
Because the first time around...
Look at those little rabbit punches he took.
Yeah.
Up from the ground. Just those consistent punches, like from... Who was it he did that against? He did it. Obviously, he did that. But he did that before, didn't he?
What, from like, punching that from behind?
Yeah.
Junior Dos Santos, it was.
There you go. Yeah. And you saw Dos Santos. Imagine taking those punches. But to be fair play to Stipe, absolutely. His chin is incredible, to be fair.
Yeah, it is. Like I say, fucking hell. I was surprised he took that many punches from Ngannou even in the first fight. In the first fight, he took a beating in the area rounds and that.
He took quite a fair few uppercuts, didn't he?
Yeah.
I was watching the Dan Hardy breakdown of the first. He was showing how Ngannou was actually learning that, getting better as the fight went on when Stipe tried to take him down, adapting his uppercut to when Stipe went to level change. But in this fight, he didn't need to go the whole 5 rounds, obviously. He registered his first takedown of his UFC career.
Yeah, he did. That was interesting.
He saw leg kicks, head kicks, everything.
Yeah,
takedown defense.
Exactly. We've seen so many new tools that he's willing to use now, that he's comfortable enough to be using.
And as soon as he sprawled that takedown, Jon Jones started cutting weight back to down to light heavyweight.
I don't care. I don't think Jones declines that fight. I don't think he moves down. Jones, he's undefeated. He's probably never sat there and thought, oh, he could beat me.
He's never been beaten, but he isn't undefeated.
He's not undefeated.
He doesn't have a loss in his record, but
he does. But that's only because of him.
Yeah.
It's a DQ loss. You know what I mean?
Yeah, as opposed to the Sean O'Malley one where he actually got beat.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like Sean O'Malley's being delusional. Like, you know, Jon Jones' only loss is Jon Jones.
Jon Jones probably doesn't even remember that.
No, probably not.
He probably sniffed a fair few lines after that. And then got on with his life.
He was probably sniffed in before that. But no, when it comes to Jones taking the Ngannou fight, I disagree with you there. I think he takes it.
I don't know. I don't think he will.
It'd look worse for him to move up the weight and then move back down to fight Blachowicz. You know what I mean? Rather than getting in there with Ngannou, losing to Ngannou and saying that he actually got in there with Ngannou and getting paid big for. Because that is the biggest fight to make. That's the biggest fight to make. Someone who's never been beaten by anyone versus someone who's one of the most dangerous people on the planet. I think it's bigger than Jones and Adesanya.
I don't think it is. That's also, we know that the fight Dana wants to make more than anything is Adesanya versus Jones.
No, I think now he wants Ngannou. Now he wants Ngannou and Jones now, because everyone classes Jones as one of the best to do it. You know, well, not everyone. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
But you know, a lot of people think he's the best in the world. Now, what would be more of a challenge for Jones, fighting someone from middleweight or fighting someone from heavyweight?
It wouldn't be at middleweight though, I don't think.
No, that's what I mean. I mean, he'd fight Adesanya like heavyweight, but he's fighting someone who's coming up from middleweight, as opposed to going up to heavyweight himself and fighting someone in heavyweight.
Yeah. But the thing is, if he loses to Francis, which I imagine he would, then how?
See, losing to Ngannou is not a big problem.
The momentum after that. Oh no, it's not.
See, if Jones does lose, he's lost to the most dangerous person in the UFC. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like I say, it's like that. It's like Adesanya took a loss to Blachowicz. It hasn't really harmed the fight, has it? No, he's still champion. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Now, like I say, I think first, since Jones has moved up to heavyweight now, he's got that weight on him. I think it makes the most sense for him to fight Ngannou now, right? And if he wins,
it makes the most sense. But I don't know.
If he wins, maybe he goes back down, fights Blachowicz.
I don't think he beats
Blachowicz, and then see. I don't know. I feel like in order to fight Adesanya, I feel like he'd need to go through them.
Adesanya, I reckon Adesanya's the fight that he wants.
Adesanya's a fight that he wants, definitely. Like, I'm not trying to say that Jones doesn't want to fight Adesanya.
I know.
I think Jones wants to fight them all.
Yeah.
But But I think Dana's going to be more swayed to do Ngannou Jones. Because that's gonna do more money, I think, than Adesanya Jones.
This is the argument we were having beforehand, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Of who's the bigger star between Francis and Adesanya.
Before the weekend there was Adesanya. After this weekend, I think it's Ngannou.
I think
He's a
it'd be
heavyweight.
interesting to
He's
see.
a genetic freak.
Yeah, well, yeah. People always
and he's a production of the UFC. You know what I mean? He hasn't. Most 9 times out of 10 he fights from the UFC Performance Institute. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So they're gonna want to push him to the absolute fucking moon.
Is it Couture now, isn't he?
Is it what?
Yeah, he fights for out of what's the Couture camp called?
He fights
Extreme Couture.
I don't know. He had Usman in his corner though, didn't he? And Henry Hooft.
It was just his water boy.
No, Usman was his fucking grand. Like, you know, Usman trained with him. Oh,
yeah, I think it was more. It was like Ngannou was saying after it's just specific, like they talk about him, the three Adesanya and Ngannou and Usman wanted to be the African champions in the UFC.
Well, Usman said backstage as well after it. There's less than 20 African fighters in the UFC and 3 of them are champions.
Well, there you go.
You know what I mean? Like, it's, you know, fucking props to them.
Exactly, yeah.
But then the one thing I want to know is who do you think's the best out of 3 of them?
Adesanya.
You think? See, if I'm to
be honest, as a mixed martial artist, Ngannou's the worst.
Yeah, in terms of all rounds, yeah, I probably agree with you on that.
In terms of an actual skilled fighter, Ngannou's not a good fighter, if you know what I mean. He punches hard. He has the hardest punch in the world.
He's not a terrible fighter.
He's not a terrible fighter. But you know what I mean? No. Like he's not a world class fighter.
But like
he's not on the level of like
he's not well rounded.
He punches hard.
He's no Cain Velasquez or Stipe, basically. I mean, I know he's beat the pair of them.
This is no disrespect to Ngannou, by the way.
No, of course, no, fucking hell. Ngannou, if you're listening, I love you.
Yeah, please don't hurt us.
Yeah. I don't want to get hit by a Ford Escort.
Fucking Ford Escort, exactly. My point is, if Ngannou didn't hit as hard as he did, where would he be?
But that's the thing. But then you could say the same with Brock Lesnar. If Brock Lesnar didn't look the way he looked.
If Brock Lesnar was never in WWE, he didn't make it to the UFC.
I think he would have. I think he's, he regardless of his WWE career, he was still an NCAA All-American wrestler.
He wouldn't have been as high profile as he would have been, I don't think.
No, if he went straight to the UFC, he would have had to fight his way up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But, well, no, it's like with Ngannou, though, he's a genetic freak. You know what I mean? He's got incredible punching power. He's marketable because he's a respectful person. You know what I mean?
And
stuff like that. Like,
incredible.
And yeah, that exactly. His story's amazing. He's a creation of the UFC. So they all, it's like WWE in that sense. Like I said to you the other day with Roman Reigns.
Yeah.
You know, he might not be the most talented wrestler in the world. You know what I mean? And he might not be the most charismatic. But because of the fact that he was their creation, as opposed to Rollins and Ambrose coming from the Indies, he was pushed over them. You know what I mean? So it's like, that's why I feel like they're going to push Ngannou to the moon and have the Jones fight. Because they're like, the journalists and like fucking, they're already billing that fight as the biggest fight in the world. Because of the fact that
it wouldn't outsell McGregor and Mayweather.
I don't think it would. I don't think it would actually. But I think it'd be probably the second biggest. I reckon it'd be in the top 3 maximum.
What did McGregor Poirier do?
I'm not too sure.
I'm gonna find out what the 3. You keep talking.
But yeah, no. I told me to keep talking. Now I don't know what the fuck to say.
Exactly, it always happens.
Highest
selling UFC pay-per-views.
No, because like I say, it's like with Jones, he's undefeated.
Yeah.
Well, he's not, but he is. Like he's got a lot. He's got losses, but he's not. Yeah, he's got losses, but they're only to himself.
The highest MMA pay-per-view ever was Khabib McGregor,
Yeah.
which was an estimated of 2.4. All of the highest ones are McGregor, basically.
Well, yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, he's not going to outsell McGregor. Is what I don't think.
Who
I don't
is
think
now?
Jones versus
I don't think
outsell
anyone
McGregor.
will. I don't think anyone will.
No.
But it'll still be a big fight, especially with that. It'll probably be the biggest fight in the heavyweight division.
Yeah. Well, what's next for Miocic? Just to move away from Ngannou for a minute. What do you think's next for Miocic?
Stipe.
Yeah.
Hopefully a fresh opponent.
Daniel Cormier.
That's it. Fucking hell. Well, no, I feel like they should give him Blades or something. No, not Blades. Lewis.
I think they should fight Jon Jones. I think
Nah.
Jon Jones should be shot.
I think you get the Jones fight out of the way.
Oh, Jones will absolutely
because if Jones beats Ngannou, then you do Jones versus Stipe. You know what I mean? But then if Ngannou beats Jones, then you do the Stipe and Ngannou trilogy.
Stipe versus Jones makes less sense than Stipe versus Ngannou again.
Yeah, it does. No, but it makes less sense than Jones and Ngannou as well, though.
I'd argue it probably makes more sense than I'd say Stipe versus Ngannou makes the most sense again. They're one apiece.
Yeah, but then I don't want to. Like I say,
I don't think Stipe will go.
I think Stipe needs a different opponent. He needs a fresh face. You know what I mean? Like he needs someone he's not fought before.
I do feel bad for him because I feel like this is his biggest fight of his career. I think.
Yeah.
Because he was finally getting some of the attention he deserves for people saying, "Stop disrespecting this guy. He's the greatest heavyweight of all time." And then the people that might be like, "Fine, let's see what you're talking about. Maybe he is the greatest heavyweight of all time." Then he gets embarrassed, basically. Well, not embarrassed, but in terms of.
No, I know what you mean, though.
Yeah.
Like I say, it's interesting. It's good to see the fact that there's so many options up at the top at the moment.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it keeps things in the air.
I think it's Lewis or Jones. I think.
Yeah, they're the two people who I think need to go for. They're the two main people who need to be fighting for the title next.
Yeah. Then this begs the question: does Jon Jones beat Francis Ngannou?
If he can utilize his wrestling better than Miocic did.
Well, he has to get him down, doesn't he? Jon Jones does not beat Ngannou on the feet. As good as Jon Jones is as a striker.
Jones is good at keeping distance, though. But then, like I say, all it takes is one punch.
Yeah, exactly. He doesn't even have to hit you clean. He just has to clip you. Yeah, so I'll just keep talking while Lee is gone. In my opinion, Ngannou would beat Jon Jones. We don't obviously know how good his wrestling has become, but I think in terms of what we saw against Stipe, he obviously knows he can wrestle a lot better than he could. A third time.
Yeah. No, like I say, I feel like with Jones is good at utilizing the game.
It all depends how good his wrestling is.
Yeah,
because we still don't know how good his wrestling is.
Well, that's it. Like I say, we only see one bit of his wrestling takedown defense, yeah. So
Exactly. It's clear that his wrestling's better.
And I feel like Jones is a better wrestler than Stipe. As well.
Yeah.
He is.
Yeah,
Jones is a better wrestler.
Is he a better wrestler at heavyweight, though? Because that's a whole different thing. They're bigger there. They're harder to take down. And I know Jones will be bigger, but he's not going to be as big as Francis.
No, definitely not. Jones will probably weigh in the same. Jones will probably weigh in the same.
There's a lot of leeway. Stipe, maybe that's. I think a lot of people are saying that could have been where he shot himself in the foot.
No, but Stipe done the same in the first Ngannou fight and ragdolled him. I think it just came down to the fact that Ngannou learned how to defend the takedown.
Well, yeah, he actually might have just. Apparently, he likes wrestling now. According, he said.
Yeah. Well, the first fight he had with Stipe, he didn't actually care. He didn't train because he was going in overconfident.
Well, he said because he just come off a win, hadn't he? He didn't have a long layoff because he
Well,
just
he will.
fucked the guy as he often does.
Yeah,
And he just said, "Well, I just wanted to get in there and get it done
he
as
come
quick as
off the
possible."
Overeem fight. You know, it was after the Overeem fight. You know what I mean? Like, and he was
one of the
drinking the week.
greatest heavyweights of all
He was
time.
out drinking the week before.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, so you know,
I think
he was.
I think he had his fight camp in Paris as well.
Yeah. Well, he was his own worst enemy.
In his gym in Paris, it wasn't obviously.
He was his own worst enemy,
There
definitely.
was obviously not a lot of. Yeah. He even said he just wanted. He didn't have a game plan. He just went in there and just tried to do it as quickly as he could.
No, that's it. Right. Well,
do you want to know what the performance bonuses were? And then you can maybe say whether you.
I think no good.
Fight of the night. Fight of the night was Woodley versus Luque, which I know you don't agree with.
No, don't agree with that whatsoever.
If you have Dana White, who'd you give it to?
I'd have gave it to the first fight on the card as Aitar versus Barrios.
Hipster. I would have given it to Maverick versus Robertson.
Yeah.
And then performance of the night. NGANNOU and O'Malley. Agree?
NGANNOU and O'Malley.
Yeah.
Yeah, not so much with O'Malley. I would have probably gave that bonus to Malarkey.
I would have given it to Maverick, to be honest.
Nah, see, because.
Well, yeah, that's a good point as well. Yeah. Yeah, Malarkey and Huxley got out in 46 seconds. To be fair.
Yeah. I don't know.
I can see where you're coming from.
No, but yeah, I think the fair bonuses, but I don't think the fight of the night bonus was right.
No.
I think that was Woodley Severn's package.
It's going to be. You reckon? Here's 50 grand. Now leave me alone forever.
Yeah, here's 50 grand. Here's your contract gone. Fuck off.
Here's 50 grand. Delete my number. Don't ever talk to me again.
Here's 50 grand. Take it to Bellator. But no, nah.
Headphones.
It's I don't know. It was a shame with the Woodley one, like, but
yeah,
you know, you can't stay down forever.
And just a final question, because I think we're about done. Out of 5 stars, let's put our own pro wrestling spin on it as a whole card. Yeah. What would you give that out of 5?
I'd say 4.
4? Yeah, I'll agree with that.
Solid card. It wasn't like the best card I've ever seen.
It's better than 259 somehow.
Definitely fucking hell, mate.
Just quickly, that was disappointing as fuck.
It was.
How are you gonna have Adesanya versus Blachowicz, Nunes versus Anderson,
Jan versus Sterling?
People would talk about that as potentially the best card of all time, and then I think it just disappointed, didn't it?
Yeah.
Somewhat.
That's the thing with it. Like, it's just.
Well, I think that about does it for us today. If Lee's disappeared, maybe. Well, anyway, I'll carry on with the outro then. I think that does it for us today on the first episode of the MMA podcast. Next time out, we are going to be creating our top 5 list of our favourite fighters of all time, and then the 5 best pound-for-pound fighters in the UFC right now. So, of course, if you did enjoy this podcast, just leave a comment or like or whatever the corresponding thing is for the platform that you're using. If you have any suggestions for us, also let us know. I've been Joseph Parr. That's Lee Parkinson, wherever he's gone. And thank you for listening.